Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Arsenal have sold Gabriel Paulista after being here just a short period of time, really. He has now moved on to Valencia, sold to Valencia yesterday for £10 million. Paulista himself even sort of announcing it on his Instagram account. He posted, "Thank you so much. I played with a lot of love." Do you know what? I feel a bit sad because I kind of really like Paulista. He always really, played with his heart on his sleeve. He gave everything in every game he played. I never really knew what to make of him. I mean, sometimes really, really solid. Other times prone to mistakes. But he gave everything. Really combative player, but just not good enough, I think, for Arsenal. So he's moved on. And that now means that we've got 5 centre-backs left. Laurent Koscielny, Mustafi, Holding, Per Mertesacker and Callum Chambers. Now, I was thinking about this. What is going to happen now? Will we be selling Callum Chambers? That's the thing, because he hasn't played in hardly any of it. Well, I think sort of the Emirates Cup. He hasn't featured at all in the pre-season. There've been lots of rumours of him going to teams like Crystal Palace and various different teams. Now, do we keep Callum Chambers or do we sell him? I mean, we paid a lot of money for him, first of all, Callum Chambers. Don't forget that. The interesting thing is he's had a full season last year at Middlesbrough where he did really, really well. He's under 21 international for England, played the other day in the under-21s for England, did really, really well, ahead of Rob Holding. So do we sell Callum Chambers? Should he not be ahead of Rob Holding? Although, to be fair, when Rob Holding's come in at Arsenal, he's done really, really well. So, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of the situation at the moment. I mean, you've got Per Mertesacker in there, but he's already announced that this is his last year. At the end of this year, he's going to be retiring and he's going to be moving into coaching. So, do you sell a young guy like Callum Chambers and leave in Mertesacker, knowing that at the end of the season he's going to be retiring, so you're going to have to go out and buy another centre-back? Or do you keep Callum Chambers in there and develop him? It's a real conundrum here. We're going to have a lot of games. We're going to have Europa League. Callum Chambers will get games. He will have a chance to prove himself. Do we keep him? Or do we sell him and then go out and try and get somebody better, like, say, a Virgil van Dijk who's out there and available, although it will cost a king's ransom to bring him in, round about £70 million or at least 60 million. That's if Southampton would want to sell him. But certainly at the moment, with Gabriel going out, because I was surprised, I didn't think it would be Gabriel that Arsenal would be selling. With Gabriel leaving, what are Arsenal going to do with that centre-back position? Who is going to be the person that, fills in, or who else are they going to sell? Going to be really interesting to watch, and I'm really interested to find out what you guys think of the whole situation. Was reading yesterday about Thomas Lemar. Now, this has been going on all summer. We know we got the Lacazette thing over the line. Kolasinac has come in. We've all thought that Lemar would be next. Arsenal have been negotiating, trying to get the deal done, haggling. Now we hear that on the horizon, Manchester United might be interested in getting Lemar. Now, there was a journalist yesterday, Ian McGarry, saying that Manchester United are actually in the driving seat to get Lemar. I don't know how much that truth there is in that. Remember that Mourinho was even coming out yesterday and saying that, all the business has been done for Manchester United. They're not really looking to buy anybody else. But if Manchester United did come in and put a big amount of money on the table and get Lemar done, I mean, it would be highly embarrassing to Arsenal after they've been haggling and messing around. Our usual, should I just say. Just to cut it short and not even to go on. We've been doing our usual when it comes to getting that deal done. So I think with Arsenal, they need to either hurry up and get the Lemar deal done, or if it's not going to be Lemar, move on to whatever the next target's going to be. You're starting to think to yourself that maybe they might not even get anybody. It might be just like they sniff around and see what happens around deadline day, and if there's nothing outstanding that appears, then they just call it that. Which, I still think we need a couple more signings, but let's see what happens with that. Arsenal linked today with a young player from Real Madrid, goes by the name of Lemar Llorente. He's 22 years of age, a midfielder, highly talented, but of course his chances are very limited of getting into the team this season because of the wealth of talent that Real Madrid have in that area. So they may be willing to let him go. They might be willing to let him go on loan. They may be willing to let him sell him, but insert some sort of buyback in there because they really, really rate him. He just can't get near the first team right now. Arsenal said to be really interested in him. He's another attacking midfielder. Is that what we need? I don't know. But Arsenal said to be really interested. Also, Atletico Madrid. I doubt they'd want to be sending him on loan or selling to Atletico Madrid. And also Sevilla. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that one and see what happens with that. But Arsenal linked today heavily with Lemar Llorente. What do you guys think about this defensive situation? Because as I said, 5 centre-backs now. And I don't think you can really count, you can't really count BFG in that, Mertesacker. Because for me, if he's retiring at the end of the season, I count him as like a half. Because, and then remembering the injury record of our defenders. Koscielny gets injured a lot. Should we be keeping Callum Chambers, or if not, and Callum Chambers goes, who do we need to bring in as a centre half? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back tomorrow.